Welcome everybody to J Moore Reacts. I'm your host J Morals. Today we're about to take a look at a video from Simple Paint regarding the worst parkour deaths ever, man. Yeah! I remember back in the 90s, man, we used to have all types of little activities we used to like to do, you know. Some was Parkour, some was Beyblades, some was Pokemon cards, doing Pokemon battles. But man, these guys have taken Parkour to the furthest extent, you feel what I'm saying? But if you're new to the channel, man, like, follow, subscribe, and also turn on your notification bell so you never miss one of my uploads. Without further ado, hop into the video. And you know your boy don't have to have the headsets on no more, man. You feel what I'm saying? That boy got the Ray-Bans with the speakers in him. Yeah.
Yongning. On November 8th, 2017, Wu Yongning arrived at the Huayuanhua Center in Changsha, China. The 62-story building stood 721 feet tall in the capital of Hunan province. Wu had worked as a movie stuntman and martial arts practitioner before discovering roof-topping.
Alright, so he had already had a little thirst for adventure, a little thirst for living life on the edge. You feel what I'm saying? But sometimes when you do that, you got to do that shit in moderation. Because if you push the limits, you might end up unaliving yourself. You feel what I'm saying? So be careful when y'all out here doing these, unorthodox activities.
The practice of climbing tall buildings without safety equipment had made him famous on Weibo, China's version of Twitter. He had over 60,000 followers. His videos showed him dangling from skyscrapers by his fingertips, doing pull-ups on the edges of buildings, and performing handstands on narrow beams hundreds of feet in the air. Wu needed money badly because his mother was sick and needed medical treatment. His girlfriend Jin was waiting for a proposal. Wu had promised her
bro was working. He was really and truly working off a different type of energy. You know, your mom's sick out there, and the only thing that she needs is her son to go out there and do something to bring a whole bunch of money in so she can make sure she get the treatment that she needs. Then he also got a little girlfriend, little side piece out, my side piece. His side piece wanted to get married and stuff like that and wanted to grow, in a deeper relationship with him and stuff like that. So he had a lot on his back right now. You feel me? So he was just trying to do the best he could with the abilities that he had. But unfortunately, it ended tragic. Let's see what's going on though.
Would marry soon, but the bills were too much for him. A sponsor had offered to pay him 100,000 yuan, roughly $15,000, for one video, one perfect stunt. All Wu had to do was
$15,000, my bad. $15,000. 15,000 motherfucking I get my motherfucking ass up for 15 goddamn $1,000. Yeah! Do the Tootsie Roll for you. See, I do the backhand bounce on that motherfucker for you. Shit, yeah, damn. You want me to lean with it, rock with it on that motherfucker? Whatever you want me to do on that damn tightrope, I will do that shit for 15,000 goddamn dollars. Yes, I would, but not on the 17th floor. Maybe on like 10. It's 10 on down. I'm not gonna do 20. No, hell no. You're not gonna give me $15,000 for that shit. Hell no, bro. You're gonna have to double that shit. Dead shit, right? Because if I die, and you're gonna have to go ahead and go and get me a life insurance policy that goes ineffective immediately before I start this shit. So then if I end up passing out, looking down or something like that, and end up losing my footing and falling, and my family be taken care of. Yeah, man. Hell no, man. Not for just $15,000, and then you turn around and don't get the money if you fucking die. So.
Climb the
like a bad deal,
center
bro. Bad deal.
And perform pull-ups from the roof's edge. He had done this hundreds of times before on other buildings. This time would be no different.
I would have lied.
Wu gripped the edge of the building and lowered himself over the side. His fingers wrapped around the ledge and began his pull-ups. At one point, Wu tried to pull himself back onto the roof, but he couldn't. That was when he knew something was wrong. His muscles were not
$15,000. I would have went ahead and got me an AI, a really, really good AI. We spent like a good $50 on that motherfucker, and had the best freaking AI parkour video of me they have ever seen in their life. I'm over here doing some Spider-Man shit. They swear to God I'm Spider-Man after I end up sending that damn video. But
and faster than expected. He hung there, clinging to the edge. 15 seconds passed. His fingers began to slip as he could not get a better.
And then there ain't nobody out there watching him. Why he doing this or nothing like that. He just went out there by himself with him and his little homeboy with his little ratchet ass damn camera and shit like that, and wasn't even helping the fucking man. They should have had a whole crew up there, whole emergency crew up there, whole emergency crew down there at the ground, whole bunch of people down there to assist if things get a little rowdy, all types of shit.
Wu's arms shook from the strain, and he fell to his death. The camera captured him dropping out of frame. He descended 45 feet before landing on a terrace below. A window washer discovered his body the next morning. Remy Lucidi. On July 27th, 2000.
That's crazy. The next morning, a window washer discovered his body the next freaking morning? Why wasn't there nobody out there to help that man out? Just just in case if something went awry. Like that's crazy as fuck, man. Whoever this guy was, dog, was insane in the membrane for real. Cause I would have started asking all types of questions. Like, bro, y'all ain't got no emergency crews down there. Y'all ain't called, the fire department or anything like that before I started this activity or nothing like that, so I can make sure that I make it out safe. Nothing. You can take this money back with you, bro. For real. It is.
23, Remy Lucidi checked into a hostel in Tsim Sha Tsui, Hong Kong. The 30-year-old Frenchman had been staying there for 10 days. Lucidi was known as Remy Enigma on Instagram. He had thousands of followers who watched him climb buildings across the world. His feed
Okay.
showed stunning photos from rooftops in Dubai, Bulgaria, France, Thailand, Colombia, Poland, and Portugal. He specialized in unauthorized climbs of skyscrapers, cranes, bridges, and transmission towers. That evening around 6 p.m., Lucidi arrived at the Trigunter Tower.
Bro made a whole lifestyle off of climbing tall buildings and shit. I understand that he likes to live life on the edge, man. But shit, you could have went and did deep sea fishing or something like that. That's definitely living life on the edge. Or go out there and shoot some swordfish or something like that. I seen that on video on TikTok. These guys out there shooting swordfish with like little wood guns and shit. I think that shit's cool as fuck. Cause whenever they get shot, they start getting all aggressive and shit. They come at you. They come at you fast as hell. They try to fucking impale your ass. That ass, for real. So, yeah, man, he really could went and did something like that versus this. This right here just seemed like 100% guaranteed death. Death if you just miss a step. You can't miss nothing. It's like flying a plane. You hit something and flying a plane and you start going down and descending and shit. There ain't no changing that shit. You feel me? Unless you run into something that kind of ease your trajectory off of hitting the ground or something like that. 9 times out of 10, it's a wrap. It's done. It's done. Ain't no coming back from that shit. Feel me? And then if you just so happen to live through that shit, boy, you can be all broke up. You can be all broke up, fucked up. You don't want to live like that, bro. For real. Potato.
A residential skyscraper in Hong Kong's upscale mid-levels area. The building stood 721 feet tall with 68 floors. A security guard stopped him at the gate, but Lucidi told the guard he was visiting a friend on the 40th floor. He gave a specific apartment number. The guard allowed him. The elevator took him up. CCTV footage showed him arriving on the 49th floor. Then he disappeared into a stairwell. He climbed the remaining floors on foot. At 7:30 p.m., a maid inside a 68th floor penthouse apartment heard knocking on the window. She turned and saw a man outside. He was standing on a narrow ledge. He was knocking frantically on the glass. His face showed panic. The maid screamed and called the police immediately.
How the hell? Okay, so they showed images of him going up the stairs and then he turned around at a freaking window of a damn resident. That's crazy as hell. But what the hell were you doing? What you trying to do? Climb around or something like that? Trying to get video of you climbing around the building? That's just some shit that you just don't do. If that was what he was doing, if he was trying to trying to go from like one side of the building to the other and just like shimmying to the side and shit like that, there's no reason why you need to do that, bro. Nobody asked you to do that. You went and did that shit on your own accord, trying to be out cool and shit like that, trying to get some hoes. Didn't work out for you, and now your ass broke kill. Golly, boy. You be doing no shit like that, boy.
She described a man trapped outside who needed help urgently. Officers were dispatched to Trigunter Tower. Before they arrived, Lucidi lost his footing and fell from the 68th floor. Police found his body at the scene.
Spec on the ground. He not even a person. Shoot, when you follow them high distances and shit like that, bro, you're not even a person no more, man. You are a splash. You are a effect. That's all you are. Effect of you falling. That's all. Literally all. Yep. I wouldn't put myself up to those odds, man. Sometimes, when I see these videos of people walking, doing these tight ropes and shit like that, and when they look down, just the looking down part just make me I hate me doing like this, like I'm drunk.
2013, Pavel Kashin climbed to a rooftop in St. Petersburg, Russia. He was 24 years old and one of Russia's most well-known freerunners. He had spent years perfecting his craft. Parkour was his life. Kashin specialized in urban acrobatics. He could flip, vault, and leap across city obstacles with precision. His videos showed him running across rooftops, jumping between buildings, and performing backflips on narrow surfaces. Everything looked effortless. He made it look easy. That afternoon, Kashin stood on the edge of a 16-story building. A small group of friends and fellow traceurs watched from a safe distance. His toes were inches from the edge. He could see the drop behind him, 16 stories straight down. He had practiced this move hundreds of times on ground level. He had done it on rooftops before. He knew he could do it again. He bent his knees and sprung backward. His body rotated through the air. The backflip was clean, but when he came down, his footing was off by inches. One foot landed on the edge. The other foot landed on nothing. His balance shifted. He tried to restore balance, but his arms windmilled. For a split second, it looked like he might recover, but he fell backward, nearly 200 feet off the building. Witnesses watched in horror as Kashin dropped 16 stories without any way to stop himself. He died on impact.
Damn.
Yuri Eliseev. On November 8, 2016, Yuri Eliseev's life took an unexpected turn at his apartment in Moscow, Russia. He was 20 years old and a chess grandmaster. He had won the World Under-16 Chess Championship in 2012. His entire young life was defined by chess. But
Damn, bro, why you just see? That's what I'm saying, man. Look, bro had a whole hobby. He was really, really good at it. It was chess. Why the hell do you need to go and do these dangerous activities to make yourself feel whole? Why do you have to do that? You was already good at what you did, bro. You didn't have to do this. Let's see what this dumbass man did.
Eliseev developed a new hobby, parkour. He enjoyed the physical challenge after spending so much time sitting at chessboards. That evening, Eliseev stood on his apartment balcony on the 12th floor. His girlfriend was inside the apartment. They had been together for a while. She knew about his parkour interest. She had seen him practice moves before, but he was not an experienced tresseur.
Then she should have said, "Hey, look, listen, Johnny boy, don't be going around jumping from building to building like you fucking Spider-Man. Don't do that shit. You do not have it in you. I promise you, you don't. I promise you. If your girl loved you even remotely a little bit, she would have drilled that shit so far into your head to the point where she was like out here and doing it consistently. My girl gonna leave me. You feel me? So that little energy enough, that thought enough, should have been enough for you to just change your mind and say, hey, bro, let me go back to chess. Chess is what I'm good at.
Still learning. Eliseev decided to attempt a parkour move on the balcony railing. He stepped up onto the railing and tried to execute the move. Suddenly, he lost his balance. His foot slipped and he fell from the balcony. His girlfriend heard the commotion. She rushed outside, but Yuri was gone. She looked over the edge and saw him far below. She called emergency services immediately. By the time paramedics arrived, there was nothing they could do. Yuri Eliseev was pronounced dead at the scene. AF.
Somebody get him out. They don't even need the coroner to come. When you hit the ground at that velocity, that distance, yes, you hollering decorations. Just saying, man. Figure out another hobby, bro.
In March 2019, a 17-year-old Russian teenager arrived in Ankara, Turkey. He was visiting from Russia. His name was reported only as AF in Turkish media. He was interested in parkour and urban exploration. Ankara's skyline offered plenty of buildings to explore, high rises, rooftops, places where a young tresseur could test his skills away from home. AF had done parkour in Russia. He felt confident in his abilities. That day, AF climbed to the roof of a 7-story building. Another rooftop sat nearby.
7 stories,
the
not
gap between
bad.
buildings was not enormous, maybe 8 to 10 feet. For an experienced tresseur, this was a routine jump. Run, leap, land, roll. Simple. AF stood on the edge of the first building. He looked across the gap. The other rooftop was at roughly the same height, maybe slightly lower. The distance looked manageable.
I got this!
He backed up to get a running start. He took several deep breaths. Then he sprinted toward the edge. He was flying across the gap between buildings, but he did not make it. His trajectory fell short. Instead of landing on the other rooftop, he dropped into the gap between the buildings. He fell 7 stories down into the narrow space. People on the street...
Another thing is, too, which a lot of don't take in consideration, whenever you jump in between them buildings like that, you also got to check the weather, too, and the wind direction. Because imagine that the wind was probably working against them. It probably was a short distance in between, you feel me? But the wind, if the wind is blowing against you, then your jump is going to be a lot shorter than you think it is. You know, it's going to be a miscalculation. You feel me? And my fucker, you might be like, phew, and you might see that you going to make it. And then that wind end up blowing on you. And they might end up pushing you backwards, or might end up still making your jump. You feel me? To where you just basically just stop midair and then go down. So, yeah, bro. This shit's stupid, bro. Nobody out here doing that dumb shit.
Heard the impact and called emergency services. Paramedics arrived and found AF in the alley between buildings, but he was already dead. Nye Frankie Newman. On December 2nd, 2016, Nye Frankie Newman met his end in Paris, France. He was a British free runner.
And what's his name? His name is Frankie Newman. That's funny as fuck that his name is Frankie Newman, because he looked like Frankie Muniz.
and
That
urban
ass.
explorer.
He look just
At
like Frankie
17,
Muniz, dog.
met his end in
For real.
Paris, France.
Don't he look like Frankie Muniz, y'all?
On December 2nd, 2016, Nye
Right.
Frankie
Look,
Newman met his
look, just like Frankie Muniz. Life is unfair. Head ass.
end in Paris, France. He was a British
With the
freerunner
Drake
and urban
haircut.
explorer.
Fuck out
At
here,
17 years old, he had built a reputation for daring stunts and rooftop photography. His friends knew him as fearless. That night, Newman was with companions exploring Paris. They had been moving through various urban locations. At some point, the group approached the Paris metro system. The subway trains ran underground and above ground on certain routes. Newman and his friends decided to attempt train surfing. This involved riding on top of moving metro trains. It was illegal and extremely dangerous, but it was also
Why?
popular among some urban explorers who filmed the experience for social media. Newman stuck his head out while on top of a moving train and made contact with the tunnel entrance. The impact was instant. Newman suffered catastrophic head trauma. He was pronounced dead at the scene. St. Petersburg woman. In 2000,
I seen this shit. He thought he was wanted. Y'all ever seen that movie Wanted? Where what's her name? Not Avril Lavigne. My brain keeps saying Avril Lavigne. But with what's her name? Angelina Jolie. Yeah, that's her name. Angelina Jolie. She did that little slide and shit like that. He thought he was gonna do that shit. Hell no, bro. And then crack this shit right against the wall. End up dying immediately, instantaneously. Fool.
12,
Doing that
a
shit.
24-year-old woman in St. Petersburg, Russia decided to try parkour for the first time. She had friends who were experienced traceurs. They practiced regularly on the city's rooftops. She wanted to join them. They met on the rooftop of a building in the city. The exact location was not publicly disclosed. The building was approximately 17 stories tall. Her friends were there to teach her the basics and show her how the moves were done. The session started normally. At some point, one of the traceurs performed a gap jump. It was a move they had done many times before. They made it look easy. Then she decided to give it a try. Her friends
This is the most grossest display of fucking decision making I think I've ever seen in my life, bro. Dead ass, bro. Oh yeah, my homeboys, they jump from building to building from time to time, and it's life threatening, and they can potentially die any day. But I want to be a part of that. I want to go do what they're doing. What the fuck? Who the fuck even thinks of that shit, man? Come on, bro. Y'all need to raise y'all kids
advised
better,
against
dog.
it.
If y'all kids out here valuing jumping from building to building and shit like that, dog, you done raised them all complete wrong. You did it wrong. You did everything fucking wrong. And you should blame your damn self. For real. You fucking just slap yourself right in the back of the damn head. Yeah, right against the cone.
Beginners should not attempt advanced moves, but she wanted to try. She stepped up to make the jump. She ran forward and leapt, but she did not have the technique.
I would have been like, no, don't do it. 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 Do it on your own accord. If you want to go do it by yourself when we're not around, because I do not want to watch you disappear into the distance and then hear this thump knowing damn well it's you hitting the damn ground. No, I do not want that shit on my mind. Nope, I cannot do it. Let us do it. We are the professionals. It's cool, but don't do it in front of me. For real. Don't do that shit in front of me, dog, because I'm not going to catch you. Hell no. I'm going to be like, all right, come on. That's exactly what I'm gonna do, bro. Because I'm not gonna jump out there. Got to trying to save your ass. This is not fucking God of War, dog. I'm not gonna catch you and then fucking roll and hit the ground and I'm gonna be okay. Hell no, we both gonna fucking die. So you might as well go ahead and start making the good decisions before we even get to this point. Just saying. All right.
She did not have the experience. She did not have the muscle memory that comes
Yeah,
from
wobbly
years
ass
of practice.
knees.
As she attempted the jump, she missed the landing completely. She fell from the 17-story building. Her friends watched in absolute horror. There was nothing they could do. She dropped over 170 feet to the ground below and died on impact.
Oh.
David Harrison. On July 29, 2018, David Harrison was in downtown West Palm Beach, Florida with friends. He was 24 years old and passionate about parkour.
Damn, bro, you already had friends in West Palm Beach. Your parents were probably rich and shit like that. Your dad was probably a lawyer. Your mom probably worked at a law firm, you know, for your daddy or for another, another LLC or group or whatever the fuck they call it nowadays. And you was good, bro. You didn't know how to do this dumb shit, bro. For real, man. You could have just went and been a lawyer or went to school and did something a little bit more prestigious besides jumping from building to fucking building and potentially killing your damn. For real. This is stupid. It's really dumb. Definitely fucking dumb decision. But let's see how this pan out for this boy.
He had practiced for years and considered himself experienced. That night, the group was exploring the city's urban landscape. They found a building that offered interesting opportunities: walls to climb, ledges to balance on, obstacles to vault. It was the kind of location parkour enthusiasts looked for. On August 1st, Harrison attempted a move with his friends near the building.
Always in August. Always around my birthday, man. My birthday August 3rd, dog. But always around fucking August. People be doing dumb shit. They unaliving people, or they doing fucking retarded shit like this.
During
Real,
the
man.
attempt,
Go do
he
this shit
made
in
contact
January.
with electrical equipment. High voltage electricity surged
Oh,
through
my
his
Lord
body.
Jesus.
The shock was instant.
And that's crazy as fuck, because I'm pretty sure while he was climbing up there, he seen the damn electric shit. He seen the damn electric lines going back and forth. He just choose to just not worry about him. And look, got his ass goddamn zapped. Look, you a Zapdos. You done Pikachu the fuck out your damn self. Dumbass boy.
Powerful. He collapsed immediately. Emergency services arrived and transported Harrison to a local hospital. His injuries were severe: head trauma, internal damage, broken bones. For weeks, Harrison remained hospitalized. Despite medical intervention, Harrison's condition did not improve. On August 22nd, 2018, at 4:30 a.m., he died from his injuries. Johnny Turner. On September 13th, 2019, Johnny Turner, a 28-year-old, was in central London near Waterloo Station. He was a well-known figure in London's urban exploration community. Turner did not just practice parkour. He also explored abandoned buildings, construction sites, and places most people never saw. He called himself an...
Well, why don't they ever use like safety equipment or something like that? Just in fucking case. Just in case. Just in case you miscalculate and, you know, and it gives you another opportunity to try it again and, you know, get your math right. You feel me? But yeah, they go out there without absolutely nothing known, not considering the fact that any little small little change in the environment could, you know, make or break this situation. Feel me? Either make it easier, you know, you get a little wind from your back, or something, you know, a bird flying to you or something. Anything can fucking happen. You know, and I just don't want to put my life against those odds, you know.
Urban explorer. That day, Turner climbed scaffolding on a building under construction. The scaffolding rose 8 stories high. For an experienced climber like Turner, this was routine. He had scaled far more dangerous structures. The scaffolding provided good hand and footholds. Metal bars ran vertically and horizontally. It was like a giant jungle gym. Turner moved upward with confidence, but something went wrong near the top. Maybe a bar was not secured properly, or he misjudged a grip. Whatever the cause, Turner fell. He dropped 8 stories through the scaffolding structure. The metal bars struck him repeatedly on the way down. Each impact caused more damage. He hit the ground at the bottom. Workers at the site immediately called emergency services. Paramedics arrived within minutes, but Johnny Turner was pronounced dead at the scene. Tyreek Riley. On March 12, 2015, Tyreek Riley and his friends were on a Brooklyn rooftop. Riley was 15 years old. It was evening. The boys were hanging out, talking, and moving around the building's roof. Someone suggested trying to jump to the next building. The gap between rooftops was approximately 10 feet. The buildings were...
Immediately, as soon as somebody recommend jumping from building to building, I need all of y'all to be like, hell no, I'm not doing it. You do it if you want to do it. If you're not going to do it, shut the fuck up. Start recommending dumbass shit, because I'm going to stop hanging out with your ass. You keep doing that. For real. It's your first strike.
In height. For experienced traceurs, this would be a manageable jump. But Riley and his friends were not trained parkour athletes. They were teenagers attempting something they had seen in videos. Riley decided to try the jump first. He backed up to get a running start. His friends watched from a safe distance. He sprinted toward the edge of the building. For a moment, his body was airborne above the gap. Then, gravity took over. Riley came up short. He did not make the distance. Instead of landing on the other rooftop, he dropped into the gap between buildings. He fell multiple stories to the ground below. His friends screamed and ran to look over the edge. They could see Riley lying motionless far below. They immediately called for help. The paramedics arrived at 4:30 p.m. and found Riley unresponsive. He had suffered catastrophic injuries from the fall. Despite medical efforts, Tyreek Riley later died. If you'd like to see more stories like this, make sure to subscribe and feel free to drop suggestions for the next video in the comments.
Grotesque amount of decision making. You feel what I'm saying, man? Y'all, hey, don't be going out here doing that dumbass shit. You understand me? Go find y'all something goddamn gonna do. Go do some knitting, crocheting. Go do something else with your life besides fucking jumping from building to building. Cause your ass might goddamn fuck around and crash into the side of that bitch and then fall into your death. Understand me, man? But like, follow, subscribe, man. And if you like the content, man, show your boy some support. But leave your comments down below if you guys would go and partake in some park war dangerous activities out here in the big city. All right, man. But without further ado, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, man. But I'll thank you guys so much for your support. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. All right, till next time, man. Peace out.